Hello. All right. 1 second while I get everything pulled up here. So we are in the right place, in the right group. 1 second. Almost there. Okay. All right. Welcome to Fit News this Wednesday. I got to share my screen. I always forget to do that. Silly me. Hold on. Give me a minute. Oh boy. I gotta find my video. Hold on. This is my favorite thing. Give her technology and watch what happens. Where's my Zoom page? There it is. Okay, sorry. All right, let me share my screen with y'all. Let's see here. I want this one, but no, not the one I want. Just kidding. I want that screen. All right, here we go. Look at us go now. Now we're going. All right, welcome to Fit News. All right, welcome to Fit News. I hope that you can see this screen. Just never know what you're going to get with me when we bring technology in. All right, welcome to Fit News. Today, I want to talk about HIIT training. And you, as you know, on Fit News, some Wednesdays I'm here for 2 minutes, give you a little tip, and then we move on. And then some Wednesdays I show up with a big old presentation. And today is one of those Wednesdays because I really want to dive in and talk to you about HIIT training because it is so important for you as a midlife woman to be making sure that you are getting your HIIT training in. And a lot of women will shy away from their HIIT training for many reasons. Some of them, there's just a lot of reasons, but I want you to make sure that you are getting it in. So let's dive in to what we're going to talk about today. A lot of women think they can't do HIIT, okay? They don't know how to do the HIIT, or they think that you need equipment or fancy equipment or whatever. And we're going to talk about all three of those today. So when we say, think about you can't do HIIT, okay? I don't do HIIT because I can't do it. I'm going to show you that you can. HIIT is high intensity interval training, all right? It is not high impact, so it does not have to be high impact. A lot of times we're under this perception that HIIT involves, it has to be running, right? It has to be sprinting. And you might say, well, I don't run, I don't sprint. And that's fine. You can still get a great HIIT workout in without doing those things. So here are a few examples, a few other activities that maybe you might want to try if running is not your thing. These are ways that you can still get your HIIT workout in. Biking, whether that is on a stationary bike or you're able to ride your bike outside. Swimming, rowing, deep water aqua jogging, and I would also add shallow water aqua jogging in there. Actually, it would be aqua running, aqua jogging, aqua running, whatever, but either deep water or shallow. Both of those are so good. I love doing both of those. I've done plenty of those when I was injured, and they are great, and they are a great workout. Boxing, and you might be looking at me like, whoa, what? That is something that you can do in your living room, right? Standing in place and you just get moving really fast. Also, the elliptical. Now, I want to talk about, we discussed that it doesn't have to be high impact, okay, but it has to be high intensity. You'll notice that all of these that are listed here, nowhere on that list do you see any weights. High intensity, your HIIT training, never, repeat this with me, never, ever, ever uses weights. Leave the weights for your lifting days. Remember, we have two types of workouts. We have our high intensity days and we have our strength days, and we do not mix them. Our strength training days use the weights, use the heavy weights, and we lift to muscular fatigue, and then we put them down. The purpose of those workouts is to build lean muscle and bone density. And to do that, we have to lift heavy, we have to lift to muscular fatigue, and we have to lift slow and controlled, where the muscle and not momentum is doing the work. High intensity days do not involve weight. They are a cardio activity. So your focus on those days is getting that heart rate going as fast as you can during the hard intervals, and then bringing it back down during those recovery intervals. Nowhere do we use weight. Number one, it's defeating the purpose, right? The purpose of this is not strength. The purpose of this is cardio. So leave the weights for weight days. It also puts you at risk for injury, okay? If you start using those weights when you're moving quickly. We don't want that. We want to remain consistent with our training. In order to remain consistent with our training, we need to follow the rules, right? All right, here we go. A lot of women will not do HIIT because they don't know how to do HIIT. So I'm going to go over a few examples of how you can add HIIT to your routine. Your HIIT workouts should include 5 minutes of easy warm-up. And by easy, that's conversational. I can sit and have a nice conversation, not out of breath. 5 minutes, that's how we start, okay? Now, here's where the fun comes. The interval portion is about 10 minutes when you're first starting. If you've been doing it for quite a while, you can probably go up to 20 minutes. But let's start with 10 minutes. We've got 10 minutes of interval work to do. What does that mean? You're just starting, it's 15 seconds hard and 45 to 90, up to 90 seconds recovery. The recovery is just as important as the hard because we need to be ready to do the hard. So during those 15 seconds, you are pushing yourself really hard. Again, it doesn't have to be high impact. You can push yourself really hard walking up a hill. You can push yourself really hard swimming a lap. 15 seconds, really hard, and then I'm slowing to a nice, easy pace. Okay? That recovery is just as important because we need to make sure that during those hard sections, we are able to go hard. So that's why we need to pay attention to, are we getting enough recovery? If we need a little more time, take the time because that's going to make you be able to do the hard part to its max, okay? So those recoveries are just as important. Nice spelling error. Don't look at that. Here we go, next page. All right, and now the other one is no equipment needed. So if you have equipment and you want to use, let's say you have a treadmill or you have a stationary bike. Those are great tools, especially on bad weather days, whether you're having a thunderstorm or whether you're having an ice storm. Those are great tools, okay? But that doesn't mean that if you don't have those things, that you can't do a HIIT workout. You can still get one in. You can do boxing intervals, as I mentioned, in your living room. You can use your stairs. Keep an eye out on your email. I am sending you today a stair HIIT workout, a few to try. All right. You can also use a nearby hill. It doesn't have to be super steep. It doesn't have to be super long, just a small hill. Walking up that hill, moving those arms, driving those arms, moving quickly up the hill. The recovery is when you come back down. Move quickly up that hill and back down. So you don't have to run. Jump rope is one of my absolute favorites, and I highly recommend it if right now you can, if your body will allow you to do that. If you suffer from, you have osteoarthritis, you can still do these things. Okay, start with the low impact that I mentioned, whether it's the swimming or the elliptical or the rowing or whatever. Strength train, and then you'll build up some strength to be able to do this. But jump roping is one of the best things because not only is it working cardio, but it actually helps to build that bone density, which is so important as we age, right? We want to be able to build that bone density to protect us from falls as we age. So a great HIIT with workout with jump rope is an easy 5-minute either march in place or 5-minute walk on your treadmill. And then you can do 15 seconds of fast jump roping, 45 seconds recovery. Just stand there in place. That's the recovery. Because when you're jumping for 15 seconds and you're going all out, you're going to want that 45 seconds. There's nothing wrong with that recovery. You need that recovery, okay? So it's important to use that recovery time to get ready for the next hard session, all right? All right, get creative with your HIIT, all right? Find what works for you and your body. Sprinting is so good. I know you're like, well, I'm not a runner, I'm not an athlete, or I beg you to just try it. You don't have to go at Olympic pace. You have to go at a pace that works for you. So if you do have access to a track, use, or even just a straight, flat street. That's all you need. And you don't have to go, it's not a mile that you're sprinting. It's 15 to 20 to 30 seconds. Because remember, this entire workout is 20 minutes. That's the thing with HIIT. A lot of people will stretch it out, but when you stretch it out, then it's not really a HIIT workout because you truly cannot do a HIIT workout for an hour if you're doing true HIIT, because during those hard intervals, you are getting breathless. In other words, you are taking yourself to the max. And so there's no way, unless you are an absolute elite Olympic athlete, that you're going to be taking yourself to the max. And I'm not saying that you are not all great athletes. What I'm saying is that it takes very, very elite to do that for over an hour. And so, in other words, if you are truly doing your HIIT to its fullest, that 10 minutes is all that you need. You also don't want to do your HIIT more than twice a week because that's going to add too much additional stress on your body. And as a midlife woman, that's not what we're looking for because that stress starts working the cortisol. The cortisol and the insulin team up, the belly fat shows up, and you're like, but I'm doing all this. Well, you're overstressing yourself. Okay. So that's why we want to make sure we get it in twice a week, not back to back. We're working extra hard in the hard part, and then we're recovering during those recovery times. So that way we can get back at it. 10 minutes of the intervals. After those 10 minutes, that's when you have a 5-minute cool down. So that's why I say the entire workout is 20 minutes. You've got 5-minute warm up, 10 minutes of intervals, and 5-minute cool down. And that cool down needs to be nice, easy, and controlled, just like the warm up was. Okay, so here's more examples. I'm sure you can come up with even more examples. Whatever you decide to do for your HIIT, you need to make sure that number one, it's an activity your body can handle. Number two, that you enjoy it. Because what's going to happen is if you don't enjoy it, you're going to avoid it like the plague. So find an activity that you enjoy, that you can turn into HIIT. Do not bring those weights to that activity. Focus on the cardio, focus on working hard during the hard intervals, focus on recovering during the recovery intervals. Easy 5 minutes, warm up, 10-minute intervals, and then finally a 5-minute cool down. If you're new to HIIT, start with 1 day a week. If you've been doing it a while, make sure you're doing it twice a week, not back to back. All right, I think we covered everything. Let me check my paper. I'm pretty sure that's it. However, if you do have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer any questions. Also, make sure that you check your emails today for your HIIT workout that I'm sending you that you can try at home. The only thing you need are your stairs. All right, make it a great week, and I will see you for Fit News next week. Bye. Let's see if I can turn this off. I'll be here all night. If you need me, you can join me. See, I told you.